The legends were real. The stories were wilder. And now it's time to talk about it. This is Wrestling Real Talk. And now your hosts, A.T. Huck and Rude Boy.
Welcome once again to another edition of Wrestling Real Talk. Yes, indeed, this is Rudy Hill holding it down once again with my partner in crime, the legendary A.T. Huck is in the building, and we have an awesome show for you guys today. We're going to be talking a little bit of tag team action. We're going to be talking about some of the most iconic buildings that wrestling has appeared in throughout the ages. And so we're going to talk about some cool buildings, and we're going to talk about some cool tag teams. And we're also going to keep you up to date on what's happening with WWE, AEW, TNA, and, of course, NXT. I mean, there's a lot going on. And, of course, you know we always show love to the indies, especially right here in Detroit, Michigan, where International Big Time Wrestling will be back. We'll be back at Taqueria El Rey on Sunday, October 19th, 4 p.m. bell time for Halloween Headlocks. That's right, Halloween Headlocks. All of the fans that come, make sure you come dressed as your favorite wrestler. We're going to have a contest, a costume contest, dressed as your favorite wrestler. You're going to win some cool swag. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you do that. And also, real important, make sure that you get your tickets for this real big show. And of course, I'm talking about Halloween Headlocks. It's going down. And it's only $10 to get in. $10 gets you in, and you can't go to the movies for $10, Huck.
Oh, you really can't, man. And do we have a great main event scheduled for the 19th? The heavyweight champion H5 will be defending his heavyweight title against none other than Zico, Zeke the Freak. And Zeke is a monster, man. That guy has been all over. Actually, he just came back from a European tour where he won the tag team titles over there. Wow. And he's coming in. He's been on a few IBW shows so far. Had some wins, had some losses.
Yes. But
that's how we do it. And he's next in line, and he will get his shot at the IBW heavyweight title.
I think it's going to be an awesome match. All day long, when you look at it on paper, it looks like a 5-star. You know, you can't ask for a better match between these two.
Hey, that's what we're hoping on, man.
These two monsters. And, you know, let me also say this, that I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to take Zeke for the win and to become the new world's champion. I think he's got what it takes. I've always liked him. I thought he was great when I first met him. You know, he's good-looking young Lebanese guy, and he's awesome talent. Awesome talent. One of my favorite wrestlers that are wrestling today on the indie scene. Yeah. And, you know, a lot of the promoters sleep on him.
Well, they really do, especially locally, but that's okay because we got it. And, you know, for me, Rudy, I get what you're saying about Zico, but I'm going to have to be non-biased. You know, I'm not going to try to call it because I am the matchmaker. And I want these guys to go out there and put on their best possible match that they can have. And I don't want to take this youngster who's our new champion lightly. You know, he's close to 300 pounds, if not over 300 pounds, probably about 6'6", something like that. He's a big young guy who hasn't even reached his potential, and he's already the IBW heavyweight champion. So I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen.
It's going to be an interesting card. I mean, Huck, you've put together, a dynamite show, man. Let's talk about some of the others that are going to be on there.
Well, of course, we have the Den, who will try to defend their tag team titles on that night. We're still putting together their opponents, but I'm sure we're going to come up with something awesome. I've been talking to a lot of different people, a lot of different teams about coming in. So we may not know until that night. I'm going to wait and see about that.
Okay. Ray Del Munoz is back.
Ray Del Munoz is back.
Title.
With his title.
Yes, he is the street fight champion.
He's the street fight champion, and I gotta, commend him. He put up a hell of a battle against Dirty TX. His mask was ripped open. He was busted open, and Ray was able to come on top. And I know Dirty TX is still lurking in the background. He wants to get his return match. But he was unable to attend this one.
Right.
So it was a scheduling conflict.
Okay.
Not that we were trying to overlook Dirty TX, because we like to give people their rematch.
Absolutely.
So that will be further. But on this show, he's actually going to wrestle one of the toughest guys in IBW, in Rick Cannon.
Wow.
Yeah, Rick Cannon's going to get his shot at the Street Fight Championship, and he's had his differences with Dirty TX.
Yes, big time.
So if he comes out, that will be the Texas return match, would be against Rick Cannon. So we got to see what happens here.
Interesting scenario.
Yeah. And also we have coming back, making a second appearance in IBW, is Dustin Divine.
Okay.
Dustin Divine is another young cat that's just been in the business maybe a year. Man, but he look like dynamite.
Yeah.
He's chiseled, about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
Tons of charisma. And I'm looking forward to seeing Dustin.
International big-time wrestling fans took to him real well at the last event.
Yeah, they really did, in Hamtramck.
Yes, and I'm very pleased to see that. Whenever you bring in new guys, you often say, "Geez, I wonder if this is going to work." And it turns out that with him, it flawless. It was great.
Yes,
it was a great debut, and I'm looking forward to seeing him on the 19th.
Right. And we got a lot more matches. I don't want to give away everything.
No, and we also want to mention that not only are we having the costume contest, but we're also going to be giving away treats to the little trick-or-treaters that come through. We'll have some stations where we'll give away some treats to the kids. Hey, man, it's that time of the year, Huck.
That's right, man. You know what? I'm into trick-or-treating, but I ain't into treating every trick that I'm meeting. What's that, Black Street? Hey, we're going into cruising the barrio stuff now about music. But yeah, man, it's Halloween. It's that season. And for some people, this is their favorite holiday.
Hey, it really is. And, if you look around the neighborhoods and stuff now, all the displays and, stuff are coming up.
Yeah, you got yours up.
Yeah,
I saw some of it.
Yeah.
We'll be putting ours up soon.
We started to put ours up, and we got so much. We're gonna put a whole bunch more up. It's gonna look like like Halloween Village in my yard.
That's great. That's great.
But we celebrate and we have a good time, and the kids like it, And the thing is, in our neighborhood in Southwest Detroit, there's not a lot of trick-or-treaters, man. And the kids that are trick-or-treating, you kind of feel bad for them because they're, they have no other means but to be in the neighborhood.
Right.
And there's no one participating.
Yeah.
So we like to go above and beyond and, just make it a little festive.
Yeah, we get a little traffic on my street, but man, I remember back when I was a kid, Rudy. Back in the 70s, it was like a parade.
Yes.
It was so many kids going door to door.
Yes.
I couldn't wait.
Yes.
Go out trick-or-treating and go to the little parties. They would have parties, bobbing for apples and things like that. So it was cool. But that was back in the day where we had the cheap little plastic masks they used to sell at Kmart or something. And I was so happy if I got Batman. If you were Batman, that was it. But they were the little cheap costumes.
I had Punch.
You did?
From Chips.
From Chips?
Punch and John, I had Punch. I was Eric Estrada.
Yeah, I think I had Superman, Batman.
Remember they had the mask, right? But they also came with some plastic shit that you put on.
That you put on, the pants and the top. Those are great, man.
I loved it.
I couldn't wait for them to come out because they would have them all lined up in a row.
Yeah, they would.
And I was just like, oh, wow. And the Green Lantern and just, it was so great, man.
That's awesome.
But anyway, back to wrestling.
Yes, back to wrestling. And back to Wrestling Real Talk. Now, Huck, last week, before we left, you had mentioned that you wanted to speak upon two people that you brought to Detroit for the first time, that you brought to the Midwest for the first time, and guys that went on to become Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And deservedly so. And we're going to talk a little bit about Edge and Christian.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, strap on your boots a little bit. And this isn't a bragging type thing. I just want you to know that this is a history, what we're talking about right now.
The thing that I'm saying is giving them their flowers.
Yeah, giving them their flowers, but their story about coming here has a lot to do with me.
Absolutely.
And just want to let people know that.
And
but long story,
if you want to put
long
yourself
story
over.
short, what happened? Steve Nixon, who we talked about here on the show before.
Yes.
He was booked in Canada for Bill Scullion.
Okay, Bloody Bull.
Well, let me get to that too. That's part of this story.
Okay.
But Steve was going up there, and he asked me if I wanted to go. They needed another referee.
Yeah.
But before that, I had been wanting to change the talent up in Midwest Championship Wrestling.
Right.
And I love all the guys that we had back then.
Right.
But I saw a style change coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted, some younger guys. Because we still had some great veterans. Mickey Doyle was around still. Bobo was around. The Sheik.
That's exactly what Gary Warrencheck and them guys did with Midwest Territorial. They had the great vets, Chris Carter, Muhammad Saad, Mickey Doyle, like you said. But then they also said, you know what? We're going to bring in these young cats. We're going to bring in Los Rudos.
Right.
We're going to bring in, guys that like you said, that changed with the style.
Exactly. So what happened, I ended up going to Canada. I forgot where it was exactly for Bill, and refereed. And one of the matches that I refereed was Joey Legend, Sexton Hardcastle versus Johnny Paradise and El Fuego. Okay. That was the tag match. And I was so impressed with
God,
them.
I loved El Fuego.
I was so impressed. I was like, man, these guys are young and look how they're moving.
Yeah.
They're doing stuff off the ropes, and it was great, So I got their phone numbers. I was like, hey, I'm affiliated with a company in Detroit. And I had met Joey Legend before at Border City Wrestling.
Okay.
But I didn't know it was him because he was doing a ninja gimmick.
Okay.
But here he was just Joey Legend. So I
Okay.
didn't realize they were the same person exactly. But anyway, there was a show coming up here in Lincoln Park for Midwest Championship Wrestling. So I booked Johnny Paradise, who later became Johnny Swinger. I changed his name to Johnny Swinger.
Yeah, there was another Johnny Paradise here.
Yeah, that's why I changed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Chris Hahn was Johnny Paradise.
That was the guy from Ohio, right?
From Ohio.
Yes, okay.
So I didn't want, the name to get confused.
Hey, I like that guy too, man.
Yeah,
he was really good.
Was
Chris
cool.
Hahn, I like
He
him,
was cool.
man.
So
I liked working with him.
They ended up coming to Detroit and really got over. Christian came in a little later. I think maybe a few months later, but I got a message and got a picture and his resume, and it was him and his tag team partner. This was Christian Cage and his tag team partner, and they were Pride and Glory.
I remember that.
Pride and Glory. So they came in, and eventually one half of Pride and Glory. And I'm so sorry, I can't think of your name right now. Forgive me. I will come back next week and let you know. But,
boy, you left an
sorry.
impact on this man.
but you know what? I'm like that. I might forget somebody's name that I saw last week. So, but anyway, they came in and they really did a great job here, man. They wrestled the Headbangers, classic matches with Rick Matrix and Tex Monroe against each other.
Yes.
Rhino joined their group. Later, they became Thug Life here for us.
In Detroit, yes.
That was exclusive for us.
Yes.
And Rhino was a part of Thug Life.
Yeah.
Christian.
Everybody was cool in Thug Life.
They were before DX
Right.
or right around the same time.
The only
maybe?
thing that was stupid And I'm going to tell you what
Go
was
ahead,
stupid.
man. Shoot, man. This is
What
real
was
talk.
stupid was having fucking Johnny Bradford with them. That was
You didn't
stupid.
like Bradford with them?
No, it was dumb. It was like you're trying to make these guys into thugs, but you got this.
You got Bradford.
Right,
You know,
got
I
this,
never thought about
you
it.
know?
Never even thought about it like
and
that.
I didn't. I was like I didn't understand it. I was like I didn't understand the thought process.
But what was good about that, what you didn't know, Johnny Bradford is a mark for Johnny Bradford. So he's teaming up with these guys that we're trying to push and we're trying to get over help because he was pushing it to newsletters, talking about his tag team.
Sure.
You know, so that part of it made sense.
Sure.
You know, and he did help with that. Started getting in the results.
Yeah.
You know, in different magazines and newsletters. You know, based on them.
I mean, let me ask you this. I mean, we're on.
Go ahead.
We're talking about Johnny Bradford. Aside from his handicap, let's take his handicap right off the fucking table. Did you see anything in Johnny Bradford other than pretending to be Jim Cornette?
I never thought he was pretending to be Jim Cornette. I understand the resemblance with his tennis racket, you know, but besides that, he wasn't like, you know, Jimmy Cornette to me. And he did not add as much.
It's hard to generate heat when you have a disability.
Not really.
I think so.
Because I never thought of him out there as being disabled.
Right.
He was handsome Jimmy Bradford doing his thing to me. You know what I mean? I never really looked at him like that. He was a character at ringside. He was like Downtown Bruno.
Okay.
You know, that type of thing. He was never one of the top managers.
Right.
But he was a local icon.
Right.
You know? So I think that's where he fit. And then, of course, he's buddies with Sweet Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so he was always going to get a spot. He was Sweet Daddy's former manager.
Yes, it's true.
You know what I mean? So he had his spot.
It's true.
You know, if I can leave that at that, you know. But anyway.
Yeah, back to
Edge and Christian and Joey Legend and Rhino joining up with the group. They went right from Midwest Championship Wrestling.
Yes.
Or Insane Championship Wrestling. Right to the WWF.
Yes.
Right to. You know, within days, I believe.
Man, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that was great.
You know, I got to tell you something.
But I don't think they had been in the wrestled in the United States before coming here for Midwest.
I can't believe I'm going to tell you this, but I am going to tell you this. I didn't think I was going to bring it up, but
go ahead. Man,
you want to talk about the holy hell shits of a match?
Oh, I forgot. Go ahead.
Rude Boy and Christian
Cage. I remember that.
Oh, my God. And let me say this. Years later, I was one of the co-promoters of TNA's very first wrestling show, house show.
Oh, you were? I remember.
Yes, with
I was there.
with Joe Bruce and Alex Abyss. But this was our baby. This was my baby.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that after all of those years, I hadn't seen Christian. Since then, since I wrestled him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Since then, when you wrestled him.
And I walked up, and he just smiled from ear to ear, and he said, "Los Rudos." And I started laughing, and I said, "Man, I got to tell you, man, sorry about that shit match." And he was like, "Hey, man, you're one of the guys that got on my top list of shitty matches."
That's great, though, Rudy. I remember that well, and I remember you being upset after the match.
Yes.
You know, because it was the shit.
Yes, it was.
It was. You know, two things. It was conflict of styles.
Absolutely.
You know, was one of the things, and then you hadn't amassed the matches and the opponents and the stories and the legendary status that you had,
Absolutely.
that you eventually attained.
Absolutely.
That was still early for you, in your actual wrestling.
And let me also say this, that the moment he started calling all these spots, I was like, I got this. And I got into that ring and I was like, what the hell are we doing?
Right. Forgot everything.
I forgot it all. And that's why when I did work, I like to work in the ring.
You like to walk and talk.
Yeah, let's dance together. And let's put on the best dance we can without choreograph.
Uh-huh. That's right.
And
that was a good analogy. When you go out on the dance floor, you haven't had practice. You're getting out there and you're grooving, But yeah, man, I definitely remember that, man. And good story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But back to Christian and Edge. Christian and Edge, when you first, you brought us, Los Rudos, to River Rouge.
Keith Assoon. That's his name, Keith. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Who?
Christian's partner that came in. It just came to my mind.
I love you, brother. I swear I do. Hey, let me say this, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say this. That is awesome that you remembered that.
It popped into my head.
You see how?
But what I'm going to do, I have a picture of them. I have their photo that they sent me with their resume. I'm going to scan it and post it to Throwdown.
Nice. But like I said, so you guys brought us to River Rouge, and all the way there, me, Rico, and Calavera, we all rode together, and we're all shit talking because, we just came from Midwest territory.
Yeah.
And, and then we keep hearing about this sex and violence.
Right.
And we're like, man, this is our neighborhood. This is us.
And that was the real deal. It was like a unspoken competition. You guys, Los Rudos and Sex and Violence, had never wrestled.
Never. And you know what? I got to say this. One of my favorite matches to ever witness was that match. Like, those guys threw down all four of them.
Yeah.
Man. And, it worked. They gelled. It worked. It was a great match. I remember the crowd was not so great.
Oh yeah.
It was a lighthouse, but those who were in attendance were like, man, what are we seeing here? Because like you said, we're on the edge of wrestling changing.
Yes.
We're on the edge of now Sabu being the man to show us what the future is.
See, and that's what a lot of this was going on. Like with Edge and Joey Legend and Christian, when they came in for ICW, Insane Championship Wrestling, we got hardcore. Before that, in Midwest Championship Wrestling, it was just straight up wrestling.
Yeah, it was. I remember.
And I'm going to say this, from them working for Insane Championship Wrestling, coming off ladders, going through chairs, using chairs, going through tables, prepared them
absolutely
for what they did in the WWF, because they didn't do it anywhere else but for Insane Championship Wrestling up until that point.
Absolutely, Huck.
I remember I have video of Christian coming off a ladder for the first time.
Now,
and what did he later become famous for? His ladder match with the Dudleys.
Exactly.
But they did it in Insane Championship Wrestling first.
So both guys outside the business. Christian's the cool one.
Yeah.
Edge is a dick.
He's never been that way with me, but go ahead.
Well, he ain't been that way with me, but I watched him be shitty to people. And I was like, man, that's not cool, man. That's not cool.
Back then or later?
Like, both. And I'm like, first off, back then, who the hell are you? And now I'm like, dude, you don't have to treat people
this is all new to me.
You don't have to
Tell
be.
Me,
You don't have
tell
to
me
be
about like what?
Well, I was at one of the conventions and he was there, and I just witnessed him just like this guy's just talking to him about wrestling, and the whole time he's just taking jabs at this guy's story and shit, and it's like
he thinks he's being funny.
And
that's what it is.
And the guy who's taking his money sitting there laughing, so he's entertaining this guy.
Co-signing. Yeah, right.
And I just looked at it, I was like, man, you know what? If I was that dude, I would have been like, man, go fuck yourself, bro. Shit.
Wow.
But
I didn't know
anyways,
that.
But anyways, though, that does let me also say this, that does not take away from the fact that he is one of the great wrestlers of our time. Can
For
you
real. Believe that?
For real.
And I don't want to sound like I'm taking credit for anything he's done. I'm just giving the people I'm just giving people the history of how he eventually got to where he is.
Stop for 1 minute.
Go ahead.
Stop for 1 minute. Okay, let's do this. Claudio Castanova, fucking AJ Styles, what's his name? Madman Pondo, Ian Rotten, Corporal Robinson, Christian Edge, Rhino. I mean, bro, your resume.
Yeah, Rudy.
Your resume.
That's my resume as a booker.
But
I'm
listen to me.
I'm not saying I'm responsible for any of these guys
but your
and their
eye
success.
is responsible.
I'm responsible for bringing them to the eyes of the fans.
But your eyes were responsible when you went to Canada with Steve Nixon and known right then and there, oh, these guys are special. Mm-hmm. These guys are special. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I do remember back then it was a quiet rivalry between Los Rudos and Sex and Violence. But I always knew one thing. I said, man, those guys are in a class by themselves. They had an it factor back then. They're in a class by them. Yeah. And I could easily see them at Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and I could easily see them at ECW. I really could.
And I was kind of pushing for them for ECW, but it was Joey Legend and Sexton.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was talking to Sabu and Pee Wee about them.
Right.
Going to ECW
at
that time. Yeah, I do, try when I can put in a good word for somebody, I always do.
Right.
But I saw something in them.
Huck, you're
that
a modest
is Johnny
man.
Swinger too.
Right.
You got to think he came from that same night. And
let's talk about Johnny. Let's talk about Johnny for a second.
Yeah.
Please, would you mind?
Go ahead.
Johnny Swinger, for those of you out there who are not familiar with Johnny Swinger, I urge you, please, as soon as you're done listening to this podcast, which is your favorite podcast, yes, we do know that. And we're thankful for you. We love you. Go and look up Johnny Swinger's matches. This guy had the it factor, good-looking guy, could go, strong, a great body, and for some reason just didn't get the shot, Huck. What do you think happened there?
I don't know. Because
he wasn't
had
involved
talent.
in politics or nothing with the business.
Right. Going back, like I said, he came in with Sexton and Legend, and gave him the name Johnny Swinger, and he kept it. Used it, except for a short time in the WWF. He was Johnny Parisi.
Okay.
Because I think Tony Parisi is actually his uncle.
Really?
Yeah, Tony Parisi.
Okay, yeah.
So he was using the last name Parisi. But he did have
I didn't know he had blood, wrestling in his blood.
Yeah, he did.
That's beautiful.
He did. But he, had great success in ECW.
Yes.
Yeah, he went to ECW, and I think was Simon
Diamond.
That was his partner.
It was his partner. Indeed.
They had great tag team success there. Swinger also went and had great success in the Impact and in TNA.
Well, this is where they lost me with him. Mm-hmm. When they put this red shirt security bullshit on him.
on Swinger?
Yeah, he did a deal where he was one of the security guards.
How long ago was that?
This was it was an Impact or TNA, and I was so disappointed that they would do that, and they rode with it for a while.
Yeah,
like
you
they
talking
actually.
about Swinger or Joey Legend?
I'm talking about Johnny Swinger.
Okay, because I know Joey Legend did it as well. But go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. They had a feud with Jarrett. You know?
No, I didn't know
it's
that.
Joey Legend.
But let me say this though. Like the thing is that when you got talent like that,
mm-hmm.
you feature that talent, man.
I don't remember the red
you
shirt
really
thing,
do.
but go ahead.
It's the red shirt security is what it is.
They were doing. I remember them doing that for a while, but I don't remember Swinger.
Yeah. But they had different wrestlers throughout it.
Right.
And a lot of the guys I didn't know and really.
Yeah. You think that was burying him? He wasn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it wasn't a fair shake is what I felt.
Mm-hmm.
But Johnny Swinger, fans, go check out Johnny Swinger, man. And on top of that, he's a pretty cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
He really is.
He's evolved.
Yeah.
Also, before he was real cocky and things like that, and now he's just embraced being a swinger.
Isn't that great that life will humble you?
Right.
Life will humble you. For real. And God knows I've been humbled many a times. But I still get to do what I love, and I get to do it with my brother, man. And and I don't take that lightly. And let me also say this. Before we're going to continue with this story, but while it's on my mind, I do want to share a little story with the wrestling fans. Myself, Carlito, DJ Carlito, for those of you who don't know, and A.T. Huck, we had a Brother's Day. Brother's Day Saturday. And we had the most amazing breakfast at a place called The Click.
Yes, that's right. The Click right on Jefferson.
In Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. And what an amazing breakfast. It was awesome. Then me, Huck, and Carlito went to what we would consider maybe the holy grail of television studios, because all of the magic that we love so much happened in this studio. I'm talking about WGPR in Detroit, which not only carried big time wrestling, but a part of our lives was the Scene. And then there was the Scene, and then there was the new dance show. And though that was a big part of our lives. So we were excited to go to the holy grail of studios. And we went in there in the WGPR studios, and they were preparing for a fundraiser. So we didn't get to have the tour, which we were looking forward to. But however, we met some really cool people. And who knows in the future what we're going to be doing with WGPR, because there's something in the works, dare I say. And on our way out, Detroit legend, I mean, true legend, H.T. Henry Tyler is walking in, and I lost it, man, because he's one of my heroes, man. He truly is, And, for those of you who don't know, his brother is Willie Tyler and Lester, which everyone, you should know. The comedy duo of Willie Tyler and Lester. They should know.
They don't. They should.
They should.
Mm-hmm.
And look it up. Look it up. But anyways, H.T. Henry Tyler got a big hug, embraced. I'm going to be sharing some photos that Huck took. And it was just an amazing time, even though we weren't there very long. It was very effective, and like I said, you don't know what's going to happen in the future.
But HPR, man, like you said, it's really
GPR.
GPR is really near and dear to our hearts, man. I remember when they started in 1975, And not long after that, the Scene was on with Nat Morris.
The first and only black-owned television station in the United States of America was right there on Jefferson.
Right on Jefferson.
What a proud place.
And you can actually see it. If you ever watch the DVD, I Like to Hurt People.
Yes.
There's a scene, well, several scenes, but one in particular with Andre the Giant.
Yes.
And you can see right above him the logo that they would lower when the scene would come on. You can see it right above the ring. The disco ball,
yes,
but the actual letters spelling out the scene.
Yes, you can, sir.
Right above that on I Like to Hurt People.
Yes, you can.
And that's what I watched as a kid growing up.
Yes.
You know, it did bounce around to other stations. It was on Channel 20, Channel 50. Right. But the later days, it was on WGPR, Channel 62.
Yes, and that was with the great Terry Sullivan. And
Chuck
then there was
Allen,
Chuck Allen.
Lord
man.
Layton,
when
you're talking about announcers.
Man. Yes.
But as far as wrestling goes, man, it was a who's who.
Oh, my goodness,
in
man.
professional
Dory
wrestling
Funk
that appeared
Jr.,
on that station.
Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh, yeah.
Dory Funk, Nelson Royal, Ox Baker.
Johnny Valentine,
Andre.
Wild Bull Curry, Gino Hernandez, Randy Savage, all that from that studio, Austin Idol. It could go on and on, Rudy. The greats, even, King Curtis.
Yes.
Was there. Mark Lewin, the greats of all greats, Killer Brooks, Don Kent.
Dusty Rhodes,
the Fabulous Kangaroos.
Man.
The Von Brauners.
Yes.
Mitsu Arakawa and Yoshino Sato, who later became the great Kabuki. So many greats I could go on and on. Not alone the managers, George Cannon, but Eddie Creechman.
Okay, let me. You could go on, and I know you could. But I do want to cut you off because I do want to wrap up my story. Then we went over to Huck's house for.
Before that, we went to the Eastern Market.
We did go to Eastern Market.
Yeah,
I can't forget about the Eastern Market. Now, for those of you who don't know who Eastern Market is, or what Eastern Market is, it's here in Detroit. It's legendary, and they sell fruits, vegetables, and heart and
everything.
Whatever.
All kind of vendors, cheese and wine.
Yes.
One of those kind of places.
And it's a real cool place to go people watch. And one thing that really bothers me though is, and I hope I'm trying to cause a stink because I don't like it, but they have the Unity Bell in a cage. In a cage. And I get it, they don't want people to ring the bell, man, but you can't cage the Unity Bell, man. That just symbol. It bothers me when I see it. It really did. I hated seeing that.
Unity should be free.
Exactly.
Not caged up.
Exactly.
I wonder if anybody's thought about that.
I don't know, but every time I seen it, Huck, I was like, oh man, I'm sick to my stomach. But aside from that, man, Eastern Market is a place where people of all walks of life are there. Black, white, brown, yellow, purple.
It's crazy.
Right.
It
Gay,
looks like
straight.
on Star Wars in the bar was just all these kind of different aliens, Nobody looks the same. But that's great.
It's beautiful.
That's how it's supposed to be.
It is supposed to be like that. For those who, they talk about diversity and everything, take a trip over to Eastern Market on a Saturday morning.
Saturday, yeah.
And you'll just be amazed at how people can get along and show love to one another, man.
The season's winding down.
Right.
But throughout the spring and summer, I'm there just about every Saturday.
Right. I know you are, man. And over there at Burt's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Burt's, let's not speak about that. I want to run there so bad, Rudy.
Hey, we're going to, speak it into existence. That's all I'm saying.
I really do.
Now, back to Christian and Edge.
We're not finished. We were at the Eastern Market.
We went to Eastern Market. Then, Huck, we were like, what do you guys want to do? all right, here's what we'll do. We'll go to Huck's crib, right? Huck has the most amazing, listen to me, fans, the most amazing, eclectic vinyl collection I've seen with my own two eyes ever. Like,
wow.
It's just everywhere you look, there's vinyl. Everywhere you look. And for someone who loves music like I do, and I do love music, I'm in heaven when I'm there. I really am. And so we do a thing called Record Roulette at Huck's crib. And what we do is we randomly select throughout the albums and 45s different songs or albums, and we play them through. No, you can't skip none of that shit. And then we, at the end, we criticize.
Right, right.
We talk about
say if it's good, if it was bad.
Right.
What about it we didn't like, or
right. And I've personally discovered a lot of groups and stuff that I'd forgotten about or I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
Because your folks had, well, your mother, I'm gonna look, I'm giving the proper dues. I'm giving the proper dues. Your mother had such a great ear for music and the diversity in the music, man.
Right, man. It's
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Even though I've been around most of these albums and 45s, most of my life, I have gotten my sister's husband's collection from Los Angeles.
Oh my God.
And man, he was really into the blues.
Oh man.
That's why I have like Muddy Waters.
Yeah.
All of those over there. But man, I still have, what are they, the big ones, the 30,
bro, you got the 78s.
The 78s.
Man.
Those big heavy ones.
Carlito was like, what the hell is this? He was like, man, look how heavy it is. I said, that's a 78. He was like, what the hell's a 78?
Yeah, but some of the classics are in that too.
Absolutely.
They go way back.
And let me also say this, fans, that Huck's collection is flawless. Like, no scratches. No, the records have been treated with care. They truly have. And I'm looking at it, and my mind, it just starts going wild, because I'm like, this guy has $1 million he's sitting on right now, man. And but
Louis Armstrong, just on the fourth,
so
the
anyways,
original.
So anyways, what we do is we randomly listen, but and of course we criticize, but we smoke out while we're listening. We have a little bit of jazz cigarettes here and there. And let me tell you something, man. Saturday was magical. Then we decided, let's jump on over to Hamtramck.
Right, and we weren't done yet.
No, I mean, look, and Hamtramck was having a pop-up vendor deal, and it was fun.
Yeah, right at Polk Park.
Yeah, we were at
Park.
the Pope Park.
Yeah, I had to say that right.
Where the Pope actually visited back in the 80s.
Right, he did, man. They have a good monument.
It's
with
beautiful.
him standing above the park, and it's really breathtaking.
It is. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm not a fan of the Catholic faith, but I'm not a fan of the allegations and stuff that they've been through. But anyways, I don't want to get into that. However, what a great time there. And you always trying different food.
Oh, yeah, those, I don't even know what they
that hot ass
What
food.
did I get? Some type of noodle?
Right.
It was hot. It said spicy.
Right.
And things spicy can have a range.
Right.
But this shit was hot. They were dumplings, those dumplings.
Dumplings, that's right.
And they had beef inside. But they were hotter than I expected.
Yeah, and it was great. It was a fundraiser, and we like helping out people, and we love Hamtramck, and so we had a great time there. Then we wrapped it up, man. We wrapped it up, and then.
But that was a long, nice. We forgot we stopped off to the little park over there off the river.
At the river, man. We had some jazz
right at the foot of the Whittier. Right at the foot of the Whittier.
It was beautiful.
Right on the river. So that was the water was sparkling.
Hey,
blue.
and we went to that record store.
We went to the record store right there on Gratiot. We forgot about the record store.
Oh my God, fans!
Is that it?
We can go on and on. I know this is a long show, but today's show is a long show. But we owe you that. We owe you that. You guys have been rolling with us, and we've been giving you bullshit for some time now, man. And we're getting it structured. And we got a great engineer, Bobby Rocks. Speaking of Bobby Rocks, kudos to Bobby Rocks for treating the whole company to Alice Cooper.
Oh,
the other night.
That's right.
It was amazing, man. Alice Cooper, Corrosion of Conformity, and the great Judas Priest, which I know you like Judas Priest.
Oh, man, it was great, man. And like you said, that was Sabu's favorite band as well.
Absolutely.
And we took the iconic picture.
Yes.
Right when Judas Priest was coming on.
Yes.
But yeah, it was an experience for me, like I said before. Thank you, Bobby. I never thought I'd see Alice Cooper or Judas Priest.
Right.
But man, I had a great time, and it was packed.
Oh my goodness,
wow,
man! Still at 80 years old or 79 years old,
perform like that,
and to put that many people in a building, or not in a building, but in a venue. That's amazing, man. Kudos to you, Alice Cooper, who also has a wrestling connection. When he was with Jake the Snake at Pontiac Silverdome against the Honky Tonk Man.
The Honky Tonk Man. He had the big the big boa constrictor. And I heard a story how it was too big.
It was too big. He couldn't carry it.
Is that, you said that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true. It was too big. He couldn't carry it. But anyways, so let's get back to Christian and Edge. We're going to put a bow on these guys.
Yeah. But, everybody knows the story. They became probably, I'm going to say, one of the greatest tag teams in the history of professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Wow. That's an accomplishment, coming from where they came from and their story that intertwines with our story.
Now, I don't know if this is a part of the storyline or whatnot, but now Edge is talking about retiring again.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about that.
Getting out of the business, and that's, maybe it's time.
Yeah, it is. And if that's where his heart is, go ahead, man.
Heck yeah.
When it's time to step away.
Absolutely.
Unlike he doesn't want to be like some other, wrestlers, and I'm not going to name anybody who just stayed around way too long.
Absolutely.
To the point of embarrassment.
Yes.
So he's still relatively young in my perspective.
Right.
To do other things. And he has done so much.
He has.
He's been in movies.
And he's still such a great talent,
Yeah. And Christian, man, he's really a great in AEW. He's like a supervillain.
Christian, I could easily see, and this is crazy. In fact, fans, I want you guys to reach out to Christian and tell him, try out for Saturday Night Live, because I do believe he could do an improv or a sketch comedy and be funny as hell.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I think Christian would be great on a show like Saturday Night Live. I think he'd fit right in.
Oh, yeah. He could host it.
That too, But putting a bow on this and this episode. Before we go, of course, we do want to remind you about Throwdown Theater. Throwdown Theater is available right now. That's right. Check it out, throwdowntheater.com on Google. Just Google it, hit it up, boom, and then go over and take a look at the cards we've got, the wrestling cards. Yes, you can buy the packs now. Yes, they're available right now. You can buy the packs of Detroit classic wrestling, big time wrestling, with the great photos from the one and only Supermouth Dave Drayson. And also, while you're there, check out the t-shirt selection. Check it out. Why not? And then make sure you hit up our YouTube and check out some of the content that we have up right there at throwdowntheater.com and Throwdown Theater YouTube. Once again, man, it's been so much fun today. Huck, do you have any goodbyes or good nights and all of that good stuff?
Yeah, I do. I want to give a shout out to Izzy High and Chris over there at Weed, Music, and Wrestling. We did a podcast yesterday. It's up on the air now. You can go check it out. It was actually 2 hours, and we weren't even ready to finish then. You know, it's always good hearing from Izzy High, the American kickboxer, and hopefully we're going to be doing some things later on. But you can go to YouTube and check that out. WMW Resin, number 19, special guest A.T. Huck. Hopefully you go check that out. But, yeah, man, we had a great show tonight, Rudy. We got a lot of stuff coming up soon. October the 19th at Taqueria El Rey. Man, it's going to be another great show. We haven't been there for a while. We were at another location, so this is our return date.
Yes,
we're looking to turn it up.
Yes.
And keep turning it up. You know, and I'll see you guys next time.
All right. Well, fans, thank you guys so much. Like I said, I know this was a long one, but we owed you, you know, and you know, Huck is right, you know, when he talks about Christian and Edge being one of the great tag teams of all time. I agree with that. I agree with all of that. You know, we've seen some great tag teams in our lives. We're still continuing to see them, and I'm inviting you fans right now, if you really want to see a great tag team, Sunday, October 19th, you definitely want to be at Taqueria El Rey. Because the Den is the best tag team on the planet today. I quote that from Rudy Hill. Quote that shit. The best tag team on the planet today. And if there's another tag team out there that thinks that they're better, well, step up to the plate. It's that simple. Man, I'm starting to sound like their manager. I got to stop. Anyways, shout out to the Den. Shout out to all of the great stars of international big-time wrestling that will be there. And like I said, for the low, low price of only $10. Come through, enjoy a couple hours of great entertainment and action-packed. And enjoy the food. Once again, this has been so much fun. Thank you guys so much for rolling with us. We're blessed to have you, man. You know, we truly are, you know. And shout out to Izzy High out there, man. Good old friend of mine, man. Good guy. Really good guy. So check out his podcast. Again, thank you so much for rolling with us, because you could be anywhere in the world today, but you decided to roll with us. And we don't take it lightly. Thank you so much. Prayers and love to those in the Middle East. Peace in the Middle East, please. Peace in the world. For real, for real. Like I said, man, you know, have a good time. I did. All weekend long. Because I live by this. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Be good to one another. Take care of one another. We'll see you next time right here on Wrestling Real Talk. Peace and love from God above.
Peace.